Okay, so this is just a quick video going over the procedures for my class. This is going to be a little bit different because depending on whether you're a remote learner or a traditional in-person learner, you're going to have different procedures. But at least for the next few weeks, everybody's going to be a remote learner. So that will help everybody stay on the same page. And you can access this document from the home page of my Canvas course. Okay, so the first thing I want to talk about is what happens at the beginning of class. When you go to class and you log into Canvas, what you should do is, well, number one, you should know which class you should go to based off of the bell schedule and based off of your schedule that you can access through StudentServe. But when you go to class, to join my class, you should either go to my course in Canvas and click here to join class, or you can also do it from the calendar. Most teachers should have calendar events set up so that you can just click on those events and join their class. If that doesn't work, try going to that teacher's class page, and hopefully they have a link to their WebEx meeting. Please make sure that you join class on time so that I don't accidentally count you absent, or so that you don't miss important information during synchronous time. I would suggest that you try to log in at least 1 to 2 minutes early, just in case there's any technical issues. Now, if I have not started the meeting yet, or if I'm not ready for you to come in yet, it might take you a few minutes before you're able to actually join, but I would recommend that you try to get there before the bell would normally ring. Okay, so if you have a class and it starts at 9:55, I would recommend trying to join my WebEx class, by 9:52 or 9:53, just to make sure that you can get in. After you join WebEx, typically what you're going to be doing is you're going to be joining my Pear Deck presentation. So I will post a Pear Deck code for you to join. You're going to go to joinpd.com. If you want to bookmark that, you're going to be using it a lot for my class, joinpd.com, and all you have to do is type in that code and you'll join my presentation. And then we can go through the presentation together and you'll have it up on your screen. Okay. Now during synchronous time, I'm typically going to use that time either to check in with you, see how you're doing. We're probably going to be working on warm-up questions, going over any questions that you might have as far as problem solving, understanding concepts, whatever. And then once we're done with synchronous time, I'm going to stay in WebEx for at least the first 45 minutes, if not longer. But once we're done with the synchronous time and I release you, then you can leave WebEx and you can go to Canvas modules and start working through your assignments. Okay, and so that's where you're going to do most of your work and most of your learning is through the Canvas modules. Okay, but again, I'm going to be available in WebEx for at least the first 45 minutes, if not the whole class period. So if you ever have any questions, you can go back to the WebEx meeting, or you can just email me, and that's fine. Okay, so typically you're going to have your instructional piece that's going to be like an Edpuzzle video, and then you're going to have some type of practice assignment or something like that to do. So please make sure that you read and follow the directions for each assignment clearly as it's given in Canvas. Now, what happens if you get stuck, or what happens if you have a question, or if you need help? Well, there's lots of ways I can help you. Okay, so during the actual synchronous instruction when we're in WebEx, either you can ask me a question in chat. Okay, you can either ask it in public chat, or you can private chat message me in WebEx if you have a question that you don't want to ask out loud. You can also raise your hand, and I can call on you, but if you raise your hand, then everybody can see you raise your hand, which may or may not be a big deal to you. Okay, so if you just want to send me a private chat message in WebEx, that's fine. I might respond to your question out loud if I think it might be helpful for everybody. But you've got those two options. At any time, you can send me an email. Although it would be better if it was after the synchronous portion of classes has ended, so I can check my email. My email is walkerse@cfbisd.edu. I'm very quick to respond to email questions. Okay, so that's really a good way to communicate with me, especially outside of school hours, because I get school emails on my cell phone. Okay, so walkerse@cfbisd.edu. You can always email me there. And I also have WebEx tutorial sessions either before or after school. Or if you need to schedule those with me, you can send me an email and we can work something out. But you can access my WebEx tutorials from my homepage, just where it says click here to join tutorials. Okay, and that link is on the homepage of my Canvas course. Due dates, make sure you complete all work by the assigned due date. Per district grading policy, work that is submitted late can have 10 points deducted. But I should tell you during the synchronous time what expectations I have for you as far as turning in assignments. I will tell you during class time, when we're all in WebEx together, I will tell you, this is due at this time. This is due at that time. Obviously, if we're doing a test or a quiz or something that has to be submitted during the synchronous time, but again, I should communicate that information with you during class. Now, as far as traditional learning goes, everybody's going to be doing remote learning for the next few weeks at least. And so this is not going to apply to everybody once they get back, because some students are still going to be remote learners and some students are going to be in person. And so when we get back in person, there's going to be a lot of procedures that are new procedures for the in-person students that you're going to have to learn. And so we will just go over those at that time. You can read through here on your own if you would like. And some of these might change before we come back as we get more information from the school and from the school district. Okay, so the only other thing I want to tell you as far as procedures goes is make sure that you get the Canvas app, the Canvas student app. I would highly recommend you set up to get notifications. You can set your notifications however you want through Canvas. And if you need help with that, that's something I can help you with. But definitely have some way to get instant notifications when teachers send you messages through Canvas. Keeping in mind all of your instruction material and information can be accessed through Canvas. Okay. Participation, taking notes. Most of this we would have talked about in class. I do want to say, even if you're a remote learner, which everybody is right now, I highly recommend that you take handwritten notes to refer back to. Some people like to type your notes, and if you want to do that, that's fine. That's not something I can control, obviously. It's my personal recommendation that you handwrite your notes, just because when you write and you make that physical connection, sometimes it can help your brain process things better. That kind of tactile experience that goes along with handwritten notes. Okay, but again, I will leave that up to you. You need to do what's best for you, but that's just my recommendation. Make sure when you're taking notes, you only write down the essential information, because my PowerPoint notes are always going to be available to you on Canvas, so don't feel the need to write word for word. Make sure you include all the examples that we go over in class, and if you miss anything that we go over in class, just ask questions. Okay, I'm perfectly fine with you asking questions if you miss something. Okay, but make sure you're taking good notes so that you have something to refer back to. Okay, please don't think just because everything is online that you don't need to take notes. You do need to take notes. It's going to help you retain information much better, and it's going to help you be successful in this class. So please make sure that you take notes. As far as rules go, most of my rules are pretty straightforward. Obviously, don't be rude to other people. Give me your attention when you're speaking. If you're in WebEx, you should, of course, be muted when you're not talking. Come to class prepared to work. We're not going to be having any free days in this class. That's not how this class works. Okay, so be expected to do a lot of work every day when you come to class. Follow the directions I give you. Okay, because I'm trying to put you in a position to be successful. And so if you do the things I tell you to do, that's going to highly increase your chances of being successful. And of course, be in compliance with school, district, and class rules, so that we don't have any discipline issues come up, which I'm sure we won't, because I'm sure all of you guys are awesome. Okay, but please make sure you follow those rules. And then these are just some general tips for success. Most of these I've already talked about. Take notes. You can work together with other people on homework or practice problems. If it's a Canvas assignment that's for a grade, you cannot work with other students. If it's just a practice worksheet, then that's fine. Okay, if you're not clear on whether something is a practice assignment or not, ask. Okay, I don't have a problem with you asking. But if it's a test or quiz, you shouldn't be working with other people. If it's a practice assignment, then that's perfectly fine. Okay, use Canvas as a resource. Study every night. Don't procrastinate. I'm always going to be pretty good at setting reasonable deadlines for assignments for your benefit. So please don't procrastinate. Use your time wisely. Again, I'm trying to put you in a position to be successful, and so I'm going to give you resources to put you in that position to be successful. Okay, so if that's not enough, please ask questions in class, please email me, or please come to my tutorials through WebEx either before school or after school. Okay, if you have any further questions about any of these procedures, please let me know, ask questions, and I will see you guys in the next video.